how to transmute your negative life experiences and reclaim your life and your energy. Okay, so one of the main things about this is how negative life experiences impact your energy levels. Okay, so the energetic charge of negative experiences. So what happens is that as we are moving through life, and as events happen, we process them, we move forward, and most things don't really leave a charge on us. So if you're thinking back to what happened yesterday or the day before or last year, there'll be very few instances that you might remember. Most of them just sort of blend into the background. So they sort of have a neutral charge. And then there's certain things that might stand out that have like a positive charge. You remember, and they're like the highlights of your life. And then there are things that have a negative charge. So these things, if we avoid looking at them, but they're still there. It's like the process didn't complete. Okay, so that every experience has to go through a certain number of stages for it to be sort of fully completed. The emotional, the energetic, the physical. So if something, the emotion, if it was too powerful, too strong, and the emotions, you were not able to process that experience, it sort of stays in your energy system, and it has a charge to it. And every time you think about it, there's a response within you. And the thing is, if you do not, you can try and ignore it and not pay attention to it, it still has a charge. And what life tries to do is life tries to be neutral. Life, like it's all about harmony and balance. Life likes to be in balance. And the things that don't get neutralized, the things that don't be brought into the equilibrium of life, the homeostatic equilibrium of life, they keep coming back to you. They're wanting your attention. So if you might not even want to process that particular thing, but you will maybe attract certain experiences that bring about similar kind of emotions or similar experiences, similar sensations in your body. So even if you're not wanting to process something, it's there. Okay, it's there, it's impacting you, and it stays within your energy system. It's almost like it's within your energy system, so it's like it attracts similar experiences. And also it feels like to me that the experience itself is sort of locked in place. It's like anchored in time and space, so it's almost like pulls you back to where it was, to where that event took place. So you're always being pulled back to resolve it. Okay, so, and the other thing to bear in mind as well is that these negative experiences, they also contain a part of your energy. Like every time, it's almost like a chemical reaction, alchemical reaction maybe, like metaphysical, alchemy, whatever. But it's like every reaction has a certain amount of energy, either needs to be put into it or is generated out of it. So most of these reactions, they contain part of your energy. They contain part of your life force. And so it stays trapped. So you're sort of moving forward in life with less energy. So that's another reason that, the negative experiences, they contain a charge. Okay, so let's look at the next. Okay, now, why are we talking about transmutation and not transformation? So transformation is something when we are transforming things at a surface level. It's like redecorating something. It's like putting on makeup or getting a new haircut, or you transform yourself into being a different way. But the thing with transformation is that the self itself doesn't change. It's the appearance that changes. So there's always a potential for going back to the original self. Okay, so you are not changing at a fundamental level. You're changing at a surface level. So transformation is a process in transmutation, but it's not the whole process. It's like almost like the beginning of the process of change. Transmutation is something that is more permanent. It's something that stays with you. It's a deeper process. It's almost like metamorphosis, like from a caterpillar to a butterfly. The butterfly cannot change back to a caterpillar, and it has a different way of perceiving the world. Its reality is different. So it's like when something is transmuted, it cannot go back to its original state. You have changed at a deep fundamental level. And also the thing is, this change that happens at a deep fundamental level, this is change that will stay with you. It's a lasting change. Okay, so it's going to accompany you. You are at a higher energetic frequency than you were before the transmutation process. Okay, so everything is changed. Everything is neutralized. Everything is almost like a melting together of things to form something new, something different. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, why you must transmute your negative experiences. Okay, so this is important because we often trying to change our negative experiences. There's so many different ways of processing these things, and a lot of them transform you. There's lots of different therapies. They help you to transform something. You process it, and there's a talking therapies, there's a physical therapies, but it's like the change has to happen at a very deep level for it to be lasting change. The other one is like more like a wave, like a zigzag. You might feel up or you feel down, and then it's a flow thing. You're sort of moving between different states, but you're not fundamentally. That experience is still there. The charge is still there. It can pull you back. I almost sort of see these things as having like a bungee kind of jump, rope, energetic rope attached to the original experience and the charge within you, and it pulls you back. So while it's still there, while that experience and that charge is still there, it pulls you back to it. It wants to be processed. It wants to be brought into a wholeness and released and neutralized. So, and then because you're being pulled back, it's very difficult for you to move forward. There's one, that you're being pulled back, and secondly, because you've left a part of your energy in that place, in that experience. So you have less energy moving forward. And also your energy might be a bit more scattered because it's there, and there might be another negative experiences, and you also attracting similar experiences into your life, or things that cause you to have similar emotional resonance. So that it's wanting the thing is wanting itself to be processed. The experience is wanting itself to be processed and to be brought into wholeness and neutrality. Okay. So, the benefits of releasing your past negative experiences. And there are so many benefits. I mean, I'm sure you can think of many. One, that you are reclaiming your energy, and this experience no longer has power over you, no longer has a hold over you. It's no longer pulling you back. You have more freedom to move forward. You have more energy. You can be more focused about life. You've got your energy, and it's all present here, or more of it is present here, and you can use that energy for direct it towards what you want, rather than the energy pulling you back or pulling you down, whichever way you tend to look at timelines. So I think of timelines in terms of when you stay at the same energetic frequency, it's more of a linear timeline, and it could be moving from past behind you and future in front, or a diagonal, or left to right. It doesn't matter. But there's also the timeline, energetic shift timeline, where you're moving up the spiral, up the energetic scale. So when you transmute something, you've moved up the spiral. You're at a different, it's like, different surfaces, different fluids, different mediums for you to work through. There's the very solid, like earth, and then there's water, and then there's air, and each one has a different energy. It has a different energy, and what's possible in one is not possible in another. And as you're moving up the scale, you have so much more energy available to you. You have more bigger, more wider energy, and also you're able to impact everything at a much more significant level, because it's like flying in a plane. When you look, if you're sitting in your house and everything around you feels quite big, and then if you want to go somewhere, you have to sort of move around. And then if you're in a plane, your house looks so small, and you have a much bigger vision. You can see further, and if you were to it's like having that bird's eye view, and you have greater capacity to impact things, impact your life, and impact the world around you as you move up the energetic scale as well. And also things feel better. Your life feels better. You feel better. Okay, some reasons why you might be holding on to your past wrongs. So some reasons why you might be holding on to your past wrongs, and this has been a difficult one for me as well, because if somebody's wronged you, you want to, there might be that need of wanting to get some kind of justice. There might be a need of wanting to have things redressed, brought into balance, or to get an apology, or whatever it is, or for that person to realize they wronged you. It's so many reasons. And also, if it involves somebody else, and you think, I don't want to forget, I don't want to forgive, because it would mean that you're somehow making it okay, you're condoning what happened, or you're making it not matter so much. So all of these are valid reasons. But what I want you to think about is that when you're feeling these things, the only person that is feeling that is you. That person or the event that where the wrong might have happened, that person does not have the same perception as you. They might not even remember, whatever it is that you're holding on to. So I can understand why you might be holding on to it, but it's really not serving you. It's really not serving you if you want to lead a full, happy life. If you want to move forward with all of your energy, all of your confidence, all of your power, then leaving your energy scattered, or leaving these boulders, it's almost like anchors that are holding you back, they're pulling you back. It really doesn't serve you, and I think eventually most of us get to that stage where you do have to release it. You could carry it for 10 years, or 50 years, 100 years, but eventually it gets too much and you're thinking, okay, I'm ready to let it go. So I'm hoping that you are getting to that stage. Okay, so now I would love for you to leave me a comment below and tell me, are you willing to let go? Why you are willing to let go? And if there is any kind of resistance, any kind of holding on, why you are holding on. Okay, are you willing? Because we're going to do a process where you are going to go through this experience of letting go of some of your past negative hurts and some of the judgments that you have about yourself. Okay, so it's going to be about meeting your parallel self. Okay, so we're going to select a parallel self that has had a perfect life, or has not had the experiences, the negative experience that you're holding on to. So I think you can either, when you're selecting your parallel self, the self that you're going to meet, you can either select the self that, if you have one experience in mind, and so you can select a self that did not go through that experience, so it's pre that negative experience, or if you've had lots of negative experiences, or if you've, grown up in an environment which was, like even when you were a child, which wasn't conducive to your highest, best worth, then I would pick a self that is that's had the perfect life, right from the start. The self has had the perfect parenting, lots of love, lots of nurturing, perfect siblings, perfect schooling, friendships, relationships. So we're just going to do a meditation. So I'm going to give you that freedom to choose, but I'm just thinking, why not neutralize lots and lots of stuff and just pick a self which has had the perfect life. Like we all sort of dream, have it, that kind of dream. I wish my life had been like this. I wish this hadn't happened. I wish that hadn't happened. So just want to pick a self that's had the perfect life. Okay, so we are going to go into the meditation process just in a minute. So please, please, please make yourself comfortable. If you have pen and paper, maybe to write notes afterwards, but it really isn't important. So just make yourself comfortable and take a deep breath, and we will go into the meditation. Okay, so this is the meditation for self-acceptance and transmuting your past hurts. Okay, so take a deep breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And I want you to just relax your body and feel the weight of you. Feel wherever you're sitting, feel your body being supported. And feel the weight of you, just letting go. Feel the weight. Feel your feet and your hands. Wiggle your toes and your fingertips. And if you need to, just move your neck and your head, so just that you're more comfortable. And you can arrange how you're sitting so you feel more comfortable. Because this is a longish kind of meditation, but I'm going to do a shorter version, because we can do a lot of detail, and maybe I'll prepare something at a later stage. But this is a short. Okay, so taking a deep breath. And breathe out. Become aware of your feet. Relax your feet and your toes. Your ankles. Relax your ankles. Relax the muscles in your calves and the muscles holding your shin bones in place, letting them go. Relaxing them. Now bring your attention to your knees, allowing all the muscles, all the ligaments, tendons, everything that's holding your knees in place to relax, to breathe, to let go. And now your thighs. Allow the bones in your thighs to be heavy. Allow the muscles and the tissues to relax, to let go. Now bring your attention to your hips and your pelvis. And just become aware of all the bones. They're helping you to sit and supporting you. So allow all these bones to relax, and allow all the muscles to relax. Allow there to be some spaciousness between the bones and in your joints. Allow everything to breathe a little deeper. Now become aware of your hips and your spine. And notice how your spine, the sacrum, is connected to your hips. And allow these joints, these bones, to move a little further apart. Allow there to be some space within your joints, within the bones and between the bones. Breathe deeply into your belly, filling it up with air. Notice the capacity your belly has to expand. Allow it to fill up with air, with nourishment, with vitality. Allow your body to expand. Allow it to take more space. And we're moving up your body, one vertebra at a time. Allow there to be space between all your spinal bones. And now notice your shoulder blades and your collarbones. Allow them to move, to realign themselves so they feel more in space. They feel more aligned. So they're able to do what they're supposed to do. So it's like the muscles that can sometimes hold these things in place can distort them. So you want the muscles to be very liquid, very fluid, and then the bones can move to wherever they need to be. Because the body has a wisdom. It knows what it needs to do to feel good. Now become aware of your shoulders and your upper arms, and allow the same thing to happen. Allow the muscles to relax so the bones can find their alignment and the perfect spacing. Notice your elbows. Allow the bones in your elbows to move apart, for there to be space. And now your forearms and your wrist. Allow all the bones in your wrist to realign themselves so there's a little bit more space. There's a little bit more fluidity in your joints. Notice your hands, the palm of your hand, the back of your hand, and your fingers. Letting your arms and your hands be fully relaxed. Now bring your attention to your neck. Allow the muscles in your neck to relax. Allow the back of your head to relax. Allow your scalp to relax. Now bring your attention to your face. Allow your ears to relax, your temples and your forehead to relax. Relax your eyebrows and your eyes. Relax your nose, your cheeks. Relax your lips and your jaw. Allow it to hang loose. Relax the front of your neck. Relax your chest and your solar plexus. Relax your belly. Allow your whole body to be relaxed. Being present here now, in a state of complete relaxation. Now I want you to become aware of your time and space. Not opening your eyes, but just becoming aware of where you are. And we're going to go on a journey. And we're going to meet a parallel self. Another aspect of you. And this self has had the life that you wish you'd had. This self has had all the wonderful experiences, all the opportunities that you would have wanted for yourself. And also this self has not had any of your negative experiences. Had the most beautiful, the most perfect life. So we're going to go and meet this self. Just take 3 slow, deep breaths first. Breathing in. And breathing out. And on the next breath, breathe in and hold. Hold your breath in your belly for a few seconds before you breathe out. And again, breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Now I want you to imagine that there's a door in front of you. It's a magical door. And you can make this door any kind of door you want. Make it ornate, make an old door or a new door. Just make it a beautiful, beautiful door. And this is a magical door. It's going to take you into a different reality. Okay? A reality where you're going to meet your alternative self, your parallel self, the self that's had the most beautiful, the most perfect, the most special life, the life you wish you'd had for yourself. So now I just want you to move towards this door and become aware of the handle of this door. And just notice what kind of handle this door has. And also make sure that this door opens inwards towards you. Okay, so just move towards this door and put your hand on the handle. And when you're ready, not yet, but when I tell you, I want you to take a deep breath, open the door, and then step out, and you will be in the world of your perfect parallel self. Okay, so we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Open the door and step out into the world of your parallel self. And just become aware of what you notice. Are you indoors or are you outdoors? And I want you to sort of see your parallel self will be there, should be there. And if not, you just look for your parallel self, this perfect self. Okay? And this is the life, this is the world of your perfect self. So just notice what kind of environment you're in. Are you indoors or are you outdoors? And what time of day is it? Just start to have a look around to notice what you're able to notice. What kind of place are you in? And then become aware of your parallel self, your perfect self. Okay, I'm going to call it become aware of your perfect self and notice what it's doing. And just become aware of the kind of life this self leads. Is this self Who are the important people in his or her life? Is this self, does it have the same kind of environment, or does it live in a different environment? Is it even the same country? What kind of house does it have? What kind of career does it have? What kind of relationship does it have? What about friendships? Children? Just getting a feel for the life of this perfect self. And notice how this self moves and looks and dresses. Is it the same as you? Is it different? What kind of energy do they have? How do they carry themselves? How do they view the world? How do they feel about the world? How do they feel about their place in the world? Just becoming aware of any similarities and any differences. So now I want you to arrange a meeting with this self. So you're going to sit down and have a meeting. So you can have your perfect self pick their favorite place to meet with you. Okay, just take a moment and you're going to meet, have a conversation. And it's nice if you can be sitting face to face, you can see each other. And I want you to just say hello, introduce yourself, and then just notice how you feel about this self and how you feel about yourself. Just notice a difference, any differences you have, energetically or physically or emotionally, how you feel about this perfect self and what kind of thoughts you have about who you are as a person. And notice the qualities you like about this self that you wish you had. And now, just take a deep breath. And I want you to have your perfect self look at you and tell you what they notice about you and what they feel about you. Just become aware of that. What do they notice about you and your life and the different life that you've led? How do they feel about it? And how does that make you feel to hear this being said, being communicated to you? And now I want you to ask your perfect self the qualities they admire about you, the things that they wish they had, the qualities that you've developed because of the life you've had, and because of some of the difficulties you've faced. What are the things they admire about you? And let them express this in as much detail as is needed, as you can hear. What is special about you simply because of your negative experiences? What qualities have you developed because of them that your perfect self does not have? And if you want, in the future, you can pause this recording at any stage to allow more processing to take place, for more answers to come your way. But for now we will carry on. And now I want you to get a feel for what it's like to be your perfect self. Get a sense of their energy. So with the permission of your perfect self, I'm going to ask you if you can step into their energy field and merge with them. So they stand up, you stand up, and you just walk up to them and you merge your energy field. And allow this perfect self, this idealized self, to run your energy field, your body, for a moment. So that it's like you, but you're seeing out of their eyes. You're seeing the world as they see it. And just notice how different it feels. And if you want, you can almost sort of live their life as them for a while, just to get a sense of what it's like. And notice how different your body might feel. And your energy, do you have more energy or less energy? And know that you can visit this state, this person, anytime, this version of yourself. Now from this place, I want you to look at yourself, your life. And maybe you can notice some changes that need to be made, that you can make in your life to treat yourself better, to love yourself more. And now if you had the choice to swap lives, so not just swapping, just having, swapping a few qualities, just like a complete swap, living the life of that self versus living your life. So like a complete swap. I want you to think about it. Would you do it? Or do you appreciate some of the resilience, some of the qualities, some of the characteristics you've developed because of your life experiences? Do you appreciate having those extra abilities? The depth, the richness that you carry within you because of the life you've lived. For now, we're going to say goodbye to your idealized perfect self. And we're going to come back into yourself, stepping back into yourself. And now I just want you to take a moment to think about any positives that you might have gained because of your negative experiences. Any qualities that you have developed because of them. More compassion for yourself and maybe more compassion for others. Maybe more ability to relate to others. I just want you to come back to your life with a renewed sense of appreciation for who you are, for what you've endured, and for what you've become, the person you are today, because of these experiences. And I wonder if you can finally accept yourself, the wholeness of you, for who you are, your life, being you. And I wonder if you're finally able to accept all the experiences you've had, whether positive or negative, because they've made you who you are. And I wonder if you're able to let go of some of them now, even appreciating them or thanking them for allowing you to become such a complex, multifaceted person, for being you, the unique you, the very, very, very special you. And I, for one, am very glad, so glad that you are you, just as you are, and not some idealized, perfect being. That you're perfect with your flaws, and you're perfect because of your flaws. Thank you so much for joining me today. And when you're ready, I want you to come back into your world, into your room, into your body. Take a deep breath, close that door, knowing that you can visit any time. You can visit any place anytime through that magical door. So now, become aware of your body. Become aware of your feet and your hands, your face and your head. Just become aware of you. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you again very soon.